Hey Brett, this is a demo video for you for your Graflex. Got it all done right here. Came out really nice. I did do a few modifications to it, so we're going to walk through those, and then we're going to also walk through my install. Starting on the outside, I know that we had talked about using this as your auxiliary switch down here, but I went ahead and I kept this right here. I liked it, thought it was cool. You already have the switch for it. So we kept that right there. And then this actually, I shaved down a few of the threads so it's not in your blade chamber, but it is helping hold everything in place. So your chassis is connected to your blade holder permanently, and then this helps hold everything in place. I took out the screw that was right here, this guy right here, and I drilled and tapped this for an 8/32 set screw. This is what will actually act as your blade retention. I wanted to get that blade retention screw all the way up to the front as much as possible, and this is something I do with Graflexes. So if you decide that you want, something that looks like this, any hardware store or whatever, you can just make sure you get an 8/32 screw and it'll go in there, right? So that's what I did there. I do have a battery in here, so we're just going to go over the functionalities of it first, and then I'll open it up and show you the inside. So your top button is your activation. Smooth swing. You tap this for your blaster deflex, and then hold it down for blade lockup. And then you can see your stock pixels in there that you asked me for. And we'll turn it back off. I don't have a full length blade, but I've got a 1-inch test blade that we'll put in here. For this demo, I'm not going to use the blade retention because it is a pretty snug fit, depending on what you do with your saber. It's there if you need it, but I mean, that's a pretty tight fit. Everything's working good there. Now you just tap this. If this was a full-length blade, you would see random blaster deflex. I hold it for blade lockup. Now when the blade is on, and we're going to change blade effects before we change colors, because you can't really maybe see it in the light, but up against my shirt, I've got kind of a flicker effect going on here. So we'll change the effect first. What you want to do is hold back the auxiliary button and twist your wrist, but then keep holding it back until you hear this.
Spectrum.
Keep holding it.
Blade profiles.
Now blade profiles. Now what you can do is just twist your hilt like this until you find one that you like. I gave you about 20 on there, but for this I'm just going to go with a solid color or a solid effect. When I find something I like, I'll tap the button. Just like that, and now it saved that. To change colors, hold back the auxiliary and twist your wrist, but then let it go.
Spectrum.
Just like that. Now again, you could twist your wrist until you find something that you like. There's a bunch of different colors on here. Let's just go with a blue since this is a Graflex, and then tap a button. There you go. Now, a lot of the aftermarket fonts that you buy are going to have soundtracks that can play in the background. To get those on, when the Graflex is off or the blade is off, double tap the activation button. And even when the track's playing, you can turn this on. Turn it off, and then to turn off the track, just double tap the activation, just like that. Now it's off. To change sound fonts when the blade is off, hold down your auxiliary until you hear sound bank selection.
Sound bank selection.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker.
Now you can cycle up and down with either button, but because you have kind of a this slide tab here, I would suggest doing everything with your activation button.
Exit menu. System SD code.
General Monday, report.
I'm never touching that thing again.
And then it just cycles through just like that. But when you find one that you like, hold down the button.
You're gonna pay for what you did.
And then you've got that one. So that is how you operate your saber. Now let's get into the install. So we're going to flip this guy up. Of course, when you do that, your card's going to want to fall out, but that's okay. And we'll twist this pommel and take it off. Now you had a location device, or a little location bracket right here for the middle section that I took off. I took that off because this will need to come off when you put your battery in and out. I could have left it on there, but if I would have left it on there, we would have had to go with a recharge port instead of removable battery. And I would like to do removable battery whenever I can. So when we take these off, you got your battery right there, and you just take it off just like that. I'll be sending this battery with you. You can see inside here. Let me move this stuff out of the way. I did give you a positive and a negative sign inside the battery compartment there to let you know that, you know, this spring right here is your negative, and then your positive goes up towards the speaker. So don't ever swap that battery backwards or you'll fry your board. So this is your chassis, 28mm bass speaker. There's your board up top, easy access to your SD card, enough room to pop it in and out. This board's not glued down. It's just a really tight press fit in there. So if for any reason in the future you need to pop it up, you can. Just know that it's going to take a little bit because I made that tight on purpose so it doesn't fall out on you. So, you know, there's that. I mean, there's everything right there. And then when the battery's not in it and you want to just display it, we'll just pop this guy in real quick. This is going to be a little tight. It is that way so that it holds everything in place when you lock that clamp down. If I just come over here and line up that with the side right where it should be, and it doesn't slide around on you. But you can see when that's on there, it covers up a good third of that battery compartment, and you're not able to.
You're too late. You lost.
Actually, if you're very careful, you can put the battery in. It's a little bit harder to take it out. So I'll leave that up to you. But that was my intention of leaving the bracket off there. Take your pommel, slide it on. Again, this is a little tight. Once you get it on there, slide it in place. Your grips are aligned nicely with your clamp section here. And I'll put this in. And actually, I didn't like how that battery was rubbing up against this guy when it was going in and out. So I do suggest taking this off before putting your battery in and out. It only takes a few seconds. But anyway, sir, that is your hilt. Thanks.